Yo, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel Just Reactions TV. And what we got right here is a video about manufacturing and warehouse jobs. Are they the new plantation? I mean, I can give you my opinion, but we're gonna hear what brother got to say first. We're gonna hear his experience, and I'm gonna give mine because I too worked in a manufacturing plant. And you're gonna hear both sides of the story. But if you have worked in a manufacturing or warehouse plant, comment in the section below and give us your experience of what you think it's like working there. So without further ado, I'm not going to hold y'all much longer, and let's get into this joint.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Hope you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves, all right? So today in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys to stay the fuck away from warehouse jobs. I don't give a damn if you want to be inside the warehouse or any position that you're trying to apply for at these warehouse jobs. If you want to be a driver, whatever the case is, do not work at these warehouses. I've been working these warehouse jobs for 3 years, but I just recently quit my job December 6th, and I was a driver at FedEx. But I worked at UPS and I worked at FedEx. I worked at UPS for like a short amount of time. Then I just quit. I just quit. I don't know. I just didn't like the place. I didn't like the way it was set up and all that shit. So I quit UPS and then I went to FedEx, and I was like inside the warehouse dealing with these packages when I moved to FedEx, and I was doing that shit for like about, I think like a year and a half, and then I became a driver, and I was a driver for like a few months, and then I just recently quit December 6th. But y'all, do not fucking like, don't even apply for this shit. I'm warning y'all, like, unless it's an absolute last resort and you have to, like, because I get it, I get the situations that life can throw at you and you need to take any job. But if you're going to work at these jobs, get your money and get the fuck out of there, because it's legalized slavery. And that's why they like to call these places a plant. Like, why do you, like, you ever ask yourself, like, why do they call it a plant? I mean, there's nothing natural about it at all. They call it a plant because it's short for a plantation. It's the modern day plantation. And I told you guys, slavery is in a different form, but it's just, they remixed it and they re-rocked it and all types of shit. And I fucking hate the fact that not just these warehouse jobs, but at all these jobs in general, how the people who kiss the manager's ass and the people whose basically their mouth runs them a check, they don't do shit. Their mouth runs them a check and they get glorified because they make the manager feel comfortable and they make the manager feel happy. And it's like that at every single job, and I hate that shit so much. It's like never about your work ethic. It's about you kissing master's ass, kissing your boss's, aka master's ass. And if you're not doing that, then they're going to look at you in a different light, or they may do some shit because you're not fitting into their work politics. And I've dealt with this not at just these warehouse jobs, but at every single job that I've worked at.
Yeah, I'm gonna chime in right there before it gets too far, because you know what I mean, so far what he said, through my experience, he's not lying. He's not lying. Now, he said he's worked at FedEx and UPS. I didn't work at that. I worked at a plant where we make baked goods, for Dunkin' Donuts and all that. And whoever watches this, if I work with you, you know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm not even gonna give names and stuff like that, because I'm not trying to have no repercussions coming back at me or with this company or whatever. But what dude is saying, what bro is saying, is definitely true, because I definitely had experienced that, where as far like I wasn't no ass kisser. I'm not a company man. I'm gonna do my job and I'm getting up out of there. Yes, if I want to do overtime, that's through my discretion, unless it's a mandatory overtime. And even if it is a mandatory overtime, I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. If it's 2 hours mandated, 3 hours mandated, soon as it hit the 2 or 3 hours, I'm the hell up out of there. You see what I'm saying? So without dragging this out and making it too long, what he's saying is true, because I experienced the same thing. If you have a mind of your own and you're working in a manufacturing or a warehouse, you will be outcast. And there are a lot of people in those jobs that do kiss a lot of ass. And sometimes even if you do kiss ass, you still get on a chopping block. You know what I mean? They don't really give a damn about, the situations and, the conditions you working in. Look, I worked in a dry mix area, the dry mix department. So all these things, like if you go to Dunkin' Donuts and you're eating their donuts and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, at least a few of them, I can't speak for all Dunkin' Donuts, but I know for a fact that we had contracts with them, and some of them blends I blended. You know what I mean? Well, me and the people that I was working with in the dry mix department blended. But yeah, man, if you are a hustler, and when I say hustler, like you working that job, then you got a side hustle or a second part-time job. If that warehouse or manufacturing company finds out, they are going to try to make it rough for you. They want your soul. Simple as that. Simple as that. You know what I mean? You got people that was gonna snitch on you. Like the reason why I quit is because it was a union job first and foremost, and the union was trash. You see what I'm saying? At least it was towards me, and a few other people, because the ass kissers, they pretty much got a raise, and the ones that did not kiss ass, or the ones that wasn't a company man, or the ones that, you know, the yes men, I should say, they got the raise. Now, as a union job, you can't give one a raise without the other ones, because at the end of the day, we all in the same department doing the same type of work, right? Well, that's not what happened. But yet, I'm still have to. I was mandated for the 3 extra hours on top of, you know, what I mean, was it? I was working 11-hour shifts, doing the same exact work with the people who got the $2 raise, and I had to be there helping them and doing this, that, and the third with them, but I didn't get the raise. You know what I mean? So that's it. I'm that's all I'm gonna say for now. We're gonna get back in this video. I don't want to drag it out. All right.
I worked at fast food, I worked at retail, and I worked at these warehouse jobs, and all of them, like no matter what job it is in general, I don't want to empower a wicked system like this, especially knowing, you know, who I am and knowing the wickedness that this system is all about. I would never want to just continue to empower a system like that, and I will go through any tough time period. I don't give a fuck how hard it is, because it's honestly legalized slavery. And these warehouse jobs are going to destroy your health. They're going to make you depressed. It's going to destroy your physical and mental health. Like if you're working these warehouse jobs, you gotta have a plan. You gotta have some type of plan, because if you don't have a plan and you're just working these warehouse jobs, you're going to be depressed because you don't have a plan or any escape plan or whatever. You're just going to feel like a useless robot. And that's what these warehouse jobs are going to make you feel like, a fucking robot. And what's crazy is, let me tell you guys something too. So one time I was like, when I was inside the warehouse before I became a driver, this was at FedEx.
Quick thing too. If you do have a plan, keep that shit to yourself, because you never know who smiles in your face. I'm sure y'all know this, but you never know who smiles in your face and is gonna run tell that Martin Lawrence style. You see what I'm saying? You never know who's gonna run tell that. You know what I mean? Like, I like to make soap and stuff like that. I haven't made it in a while, but I should get back. In fact, I'm getting back into it. But when I started making soap, I was working at the plant, right? And there was a few people that knew about it. They liked the product and stuff like that. Word started getting around and all this, that, and the third. And then that's when a lot of stuff started happening. They knew I did some extra work on the side, outside the job and stuff like that. You know, odd jobs, handyman jobs. And that's when they started interfering. Now they need me to stay late for this, stay late for that. You know what I mean? I need you to come. They started messing with the sleep schedule. They wanted me to come in earlier. They wanted me to stay later, so I didn't have time to do what I was doing outside of it. You see what I'm saying? Then even with my visitations, you see what I'm saying? They started try to interfere with my visitations that I get with my son and all that. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, y'all doing way too much with that. And then if you could work at a warehouse or a manufacturing plant that is a union, and you know your union contract, oh, bruh.
I would used to be on the tugger, and I used to deliver these packages to the van lines and shit. And like one of these packages were heavy as fuck. I don't know if there was weights in it or whatever, but that shit dropped on my finger, and my finger was fucking purple as hell. And when that shit happened, I wanted to flip the fuck out. It took everything in me. I had to go within. It took everything in me to not cuss them the fuck out, because I just hate, like, all the shit that I be saying in my videos, I want to tell it to these people's faces. And I told some of them this shit too. Like, a while ago when I was inside the warehouse. This was before I became a driver. But when that shit fell on my finger, there was this black woman too. I think she was like from one of these countries in Africa, but you know, she's been working there for 20 years and she's like one of the head managers. And that's another reason why they put this woman in place, because this woman too, she is over like masculine as fuck. And everybody be saying that she's a pain in the ass too. But that lady, she just stood there, right? And she saw this shit fall on my fucking finger, and she didn't even ask me if I'm okay or nothing like that. She just stood there. And I just hate the fact that, I fucking hate the fact that they pick and choose what they want to see. Especially too, if you're a woman and you're bad and you got a good shape on you, like, you don't even, like, it's not about your work ethic. They will just promote you because you look good. Facts. And I'm not even gonna blame y'all women for doing what y'all doing, because some of these dudes out here and these people out here are just fucking stupid. Like, they don't even go off your work ethic. They don't at all. It's about workplace politics and being comfortable. It's like that at every single job. But these warehouse jobs are going to destroy your health. A lot of these people at my jobs, they look like shit. And I'm not, like, it's not me putting them down or anything like that, but you got some of these people that have been stuck at that job for 6 years. For like 6+ years. I'm like, how the fuck are you still here? 6 years.
Yeah, that's true too. You see what I'm saying? Like, your work ethic, you know what I mean? It don't really matter unless you are a company man, or you know what? I'm gonna stop saying the word company man. You know what I mean? Even though that's technically what it is. If you don't make your managers feel comfortable with bossing you or around or talking to you, however they feel like talking to you, you are not moving up. And even if that was the case, there's still a possibility you're still not moving up. You see what I'm saying? Because I was a fast learner, or not was, I am a fast learner. So the person who trained me, you know what I mean, we were pretty much neck to neck on doing this job. But again, the person that trained me was their favorite. You see what I'm saying? So when it got to the point where I was just as good as him mixing it, you know what I mean, they tried to hold me back. At least that's how I felt. You know what I mean? Because we had the mixer one position. Now there's like 4 of them joints. You see what I'm saying? Or 2 of those joints, whatever the case may be. I forgot how many it was, but I know there was a position open for me to get mixer 1, but they didn't want me to have it. You know what I mean? But I did my job. You see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really make mistakes. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't really late. I wasn't late to work. You see what I'm saying? It's just that when something was wrong, or I felt as if you trying to take advantage, I would speak on it. You know what I mean? Because that's me. But they didn't like that. So I got passed by. That's probably one of the reasons why I didn't get the $2 raise on top of the mixer 1 position. You see what I'm saying? I got passed up with all that. Mind you, I've been there 8 years. It was time to go.
There was this one dude that was a driver for like 9 years. I'm like, how the fuck have you been here for 9 years? But at the same time too, it's one of these dudes that, like, his checks are always getting taken out because he gotta pay child support, and he has like hella baby mamas too. So I could understand why, but this is why it's important to control your lust and control your sexual energy, because you don't want to end up like that dude and being stuck at a fucked up dead end job for almost a decade because you couldn't control your penis for fucking what, 5 minutes of pleasure. Like, it's not worth it. And they like people like that because they're not a threat to their system. That motherfucking bitch that was my manager that has some issue with me, who quiet fired me, which is basically silently pushing you out by making your job hostile. I honestly believe too that she viewed me as a threat because I ain't got like fucking 9 baby mamas. Because before when I was doing the interview, when this bitch was interviewing me, she told me too how like more than half the people in my sector, like on the van life sector, like the people that work for the manager, like more than half the people there were on child support. So I'm the only one, I'm like probably like one of the few people, not the only one, but I'm probably like one of the few people that isn't getting their checks garnished for child support. And I'm a free thinker, and I'm able to see through the bullshit, and I'm challenging these people too, and I'm questioning them. So they definitely didn't like that too. They definitely
That's
didn't
a
like that
fact,
shit.
bro.
And these warehouse jobs
That's
is
a
going to make you
fact.
so fucking, it's going to make you want to crash out. It's going to make you want to rethink life. Rethink life. It felt like I was in Bangladesh working up in that place, and I will never, ever, 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 ever work at a fucking warehouse job again, or be a driver or any of that shit. I don't give a fuck. These fucking warehouse corporations need to get shut the fuck down. Fuck UPS, fuck FedEx, fuck Amazon, fuck all the warehouse corporations. You know what I'm saying? Because they treat their employees like shit. Especially too, if you're inside the warehouse dealing with these packages, it's like they got this hierarchy too. That so like the people who are in the higher position, they look down on the people who are fucking who are
Your
inside the
regular
warehouse
workers.
and just handling the packages, like package handlers.
Your
They
regular
look down on
workers.
those people.
The foot of the
They be looking
of the
down
foundation.
because they're getting paid like a few extra dollars an hour, and it's like
Right.
you ain't like that. They be in this too. This one house nigga too. Like when I was inside
There
the
you
warehouse,
go. That's the proper
I
term
had a
for it.
house nigga too. That was my manager. I couldn't stand this dude. That's why they put him in that place too. Like he never looked after his own people. He would look down on other people who are just trying to do their job and shit like that. And one of the drivers too, he told me too, like, fuck that guy. Like that guy, he's not like, fuck him. Don't go to him for shit. This other, and he's like young too. He's like around my age, but he has this uppity chest too because he's all uppity and shit, looking down at people and shit because he's a fucking manager. He has a special place in Mass's house. So, and he has like this nice tone too, but he talks hella shit about everybody up in that place with the managers and shit. He be laughing, me being all buddy with this white manager too. Like, you see a lot of shit that goes on at these warehouses. I wouldn't be surprised if you got some of these women.
But that's how he got that position, though. You see what I'm saying? By doing exactly that. And that's what they like. But don't get it twisted. Even though, like, first and foremost, you move like that, and then you chopping it up with the, you know, the managers or, you know, whoever the manager's boss is, you chopping it up and you kissing ass like that. Yo, first and foremost, what people who do that need to understand is they don't even respect you. You see what I'm saying? They just keep you around because they feel more superior than you because you're giving them that feeling. You know what I mean? The minute you become you question them and you become questionable to them, yo, trust me, mark your days. Mark your days. They only like people like that because it makes them feel superior to that person. And the reason why they feel superior to that person is because they know deep down inside, even if you are the foot soldier, the associate, the one that's doing the back breaking work, they low-key envy them. I don't give a damn. You could agree to disagree, but I'm telling you, they low-key envy them. That's why they do what they do and look down upon people like that, because they don't have that type of work ethic. They don't have that type of strength. Imagine coming into your job, breaking your back day in and day out for long hours, and you're coming in day after day after day after day. They looking at that and they are saying like, yo, these people, you know, these workers really work. I can't be doing this shit every day. That's why they have the office job. It ain't because they went to school and went to college to get the, you know, the office job. Is because they actually can't do that work. And if they did do that work, it will not be a long time because they don't want to do it. You see what I'm saying? But they see people like you and I and Brother Man or on this video right here coming in every day, busting hump, breaking back. You see what I'm saying? And then once you get used to it, you kind of get familiar and not, I don't want to say comfortable, but you definitely get used to it to the point where it becomes second nature. So now they want to come in there and low-key harass you. You see what I'm saying? Oh, we need you to hurry up on this, hurry up on that. Were you done with that? We need you to go run over here. Now they trying to tire your ass out. So now when you come into the job, now you miserable. Now you tired. Now you depressed. You know what I mean? That's what they do.
And at these warehouse jobs, that are giving the bosses blowjobs and shit. I know this sounds crazy, but it does happen at not just warehouse jobs, but a lot of these jobs too. They're giving the bosses blowjobs and shit.
We're not gonna talk about
for
that.
extra pay or for a promotion. I wouldn't be surprised. It probably happens a lot. Probably more
It
common.
ain't
than
no
you
problem,
think.
brother. It ain't no
That's
problem.
why I
But
said,
we're
if
not
I have
gonna
a
talk
wife
about
or
that.
something like that, it's not me being insecure or nothing like that. But she ain't working in corporate America because first of all, it's my job to be the
Y'all
provider.
seen Lakeview
Number
Terrace,
two,
right?
I know the games that they
Yeah.
play at these jobs. I know the shit that goes on. I know the shit that goes
Y'all know
on.
what happened with Mr. Cartwright?
The warehouse jobs are so inhumane. It's like, it literally feels like Bangladesh. Like fucking Bangladesh. You're up in that place dealing with all that shit.
I mean, I don't know about that because
People playing games with you.
I never worked in
Fucking
Bangladesh, so
the
I
way
don't know the
set up,
conditions,
it's
but
like
I
the
know our
workload
conditions
that they
that
give
how
you.
it
It's
is when
like
we
that
work
shit
here,
is
though.
inhumane. That's some shit that a robot should be doing. But people got to do what they got to do. So I get it. I get it. But do what you got. Get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there. Shit is high school 2.0.
That's a fact. You got cliques that, you know what I mean, don't mess with you.
Yeah,
You
and then
got
you
to be
got
part of
people
this clique, that
gossiping,
clique.
fucking
You know what I mean? Like,
managers gossiping, people talk behind each other's back. A lot of backstabbing that goes on.
yeah.
Whole bunch of shit. Fucking hate. Like, not just warehouses, but these jobs in general are just so fucked up. And I can't do it. Like, working at these warehouse jobs, you're going to kill yourself, literally. Like, I know one of my managers, when I was a driver, he had two heart attacks. He had two fucking heart attacks because he overworked himself. And he's still working and shit. I'm like, what's the point in working and killing yourself if you're not going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor? If you're going to work yourself to the fucking grave.
That's just how it is here
Oh my
in general.
God. Just thinking, I'm traumatized from that fucking place. I'm getting flashbacks and shit. Just thinking about when I was up in that warehouse and when I was a driver. And when I was a driver, the trucks were so fucking messed up. I'm like, what the fuck? How are these people still in business? But I bet you if they were black, they would have been shut the fuck down immediately. It's like, you make one mistake as a black man or a black person and they just get on your ass. In the business world,
They wouldn't even
these
allow
other groups of people, these non-blacks, they can make all
They
types
wouldn't even
of
allow that
mistakes.
to happen because
All types of mistakes.
they wouldn't even allow that to happen because these plants, warehouses, manufacturing companies, they make a lot of money. They wouldn't let that happen. You know what I mean? To be honest, be quiet as it's kept, they barely want brothers and sisters they barely want brothers and sisters in the manager's position, let alone like, yo, you man, like where I worked at, man, listen, you be lucky if you can even get the supervisor position having some melanin in your skin. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, they look at me and be like, oh, use a house, you know what I mean, use a house brother. No, the hell I'm not. No, the hell I'm not. All that stuff that, you know what I mean, people, the light skinned people, this, that, and the third, man, listen, it ain't like what y'all seen. Trust me. Trust me. It ain't like that. But I'm not trying to make it that type of, you know what I mean? It ain't melanated and light versus light skin, man. We in the same shit. We in the same boat, man. We all gotta survive. We all gotta do what we gotta do. But let's just say it ain't no easier for people that's my complexion. It ain't no easier. You know what I mean? Regardless, you got a group that will think that, but no, it ain't. And I'm telling you that shit firsthand.
Like, I remember one time too when I was inside the warehouse, I made one little mistake and they got on my ass, right? Because I put one of the packages on the wrong van line and they got on my ass. But this one chick, she flips the entire fucking tugger over. This was when I was inside the warehouse, when I was dealing with these packages before I became a driver. But she was driving this tugger, right? This yellow tugger, this long yellow tugger. And she flipped the whole entire shit. And they ain't say nothing to her. They just, I'm like, yo, I can't. Any little mistake, it's like, I can't with that shit. The warehouse jobs are literally slavery. Literally slavery. And people gotta go on strike. Like, we gotta go on strike. This shit is unacceptable. It's inhumane. Fuck all these warehouse corporations. Oh, I don't know what they doing. But anyways, protect your energy in these environments. Warehouses, they feed off of a lot of your physical energy too, but your physical, emotional, all the stress, you admit they feed off that shit.
That's a fact.
Without us, how the fuck are they gonna operate their corporations? And they love to treat their workers like shit, paying us pennies for all this labor. Like, I have cuts and shit, scars on my legs and shit from this fucking job. But I had to do what I had to do. Man, like, it felt like I was gonna get a heart attack up in that place. Straight up, stay the fuck away from these warehouse plantations. Anyways, peace.
So that's the end of the video right there. But you know what I mean? Again, I agree with bro. You see what I'm saying? Some people, some like, even, man, listen, that job is for some people and not for some people. You know what I mean? Like, if you were the type of person that has, you know, goals, you know what I mean? You a hustler. You can go in there, you could do your job, leave that joint, do your side hustle, or go to do your part-time job. You know what I mean? Keep that on a low. Don't tell nobody about it, because that will make you a target real quick. It'll make you a target real quick. If you are a person that knows your self-worth, have self-respect, you see what I'm saying? That is not the position for you. That is not the job for you, because they're always gonna have that master mentality of breaking the buck. You know, if you don't know what that means, you should probably look it up. But that's if you have self-worth, self-love, self-esteem, self-value, they're gonna try to break the buck. You see what I'm saying? Try to make you feel like you ain't shit, basically. They'll smile and grin in your face and stuff like that, get you comfortable. You know what I mean? But that's all fake. It's all fake. Because the minute you start, you know, I don't want to say feeling yourself, but the minute you start getting comfortable is when they're gonna start attacking you. You know what I mean? And you're gonna come home, you're gonna bring the job home, and that's never a good thing to do. Never a good thing to do. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, man, like I said, they be jealous of the work ethic. You know what I mean? There was a couple people at the place that I worked at that had some side hustle, selling food. You know what I mean? Like I said, I did the soap and all that, man. And a lot of them they got rid of. They found a reason to get rid of you. You see what I'm saying? Put you in positions to where you're overwhelmed. You see what I'm saying? Like, they had me run the whole thing. One of the main workers, when I say main, is because he was an actual employee. They had temps. Temps are not supposed to do certain things, but on the same token, we have to watch them. We had 2 different floors for dry mix. We had a mezzanine where we did the big mixing, and then we had the main floor, which was the weigh ups. You see what I'm saying? As I'm doing the weigh ups, the temps who don't know the system, don't know nothing, you see what I'm saying, is doing the major cutting. So you can explain it to them, but if they're not really listening to you, paying attention, and that batch mess up, you have no idea what went wrong. So you can't even fix it, but you are responsible for that. You see what I'm saying? Man, it's a lot of stuff like that. And then even if you was nice with it, man, they gonna look at you and be like, you know what, you just doing your job. Simple as that. But yeah, man. And then on top of that, like dude said, you know what I mean, it's not just about your mental health or your physical health and stuff like that. I mean, mainly your physical health, depending on where you work at, because a lot of the stuff that's in these manufacturing plants and warehouses is really not good for you. Like, for instance, the department that I worked at, man, they had so many chemicals that was getting mixed into them products, and call it shelf life stabilizers. You know what I mean? Flavor enhancers, man. Man, some of that stuff stank, and you can tell you ain't supposed to be eating that. Man, I was coming home, taking showers and stuff like that, and all that gook and stuff from being around that powder all day. Man, you would go like this in the shower, go like that, and you will have like some sticky gel-like, you know what I mean, residue all over your body. And now imagine, like, no, I don't know, man, listen, your skin is an organ, and it absorbs whatever touches it. So imagine being covered in that stuff all day, every day. That stuff gives you cancer. Mind you, the lady that they did her dirty one time, and she explained, She said, hey, look, that stuff that's in there, there's a lot of people that worked there in the past that ended up getting cancer from working at this place. So make sure you wearing a lot of your PPE and you wearing the way you're supposed to, and this, that, and the third. Anyway, man, like I said, I'm not trying to drag this joint off, man. This shit is probably like a 25, 30-minute video. I really don't like making videos that long because I want these videos to be able to be watched. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, oh man, I ain't got time to watch a 30-minute video, especially from this new YouTuber. I don't know, that's just me thinking. But anyway, man, again, with that being said, man, do what you gotta do. It's always good to have your side hustles, become an entrepreneur and stuff like that. But if you have to work at these factories and these warehouse, these manufacturing jobs, you know what I mean? Just keep in mind the type of shit that you're gonna be walking into and use them like they use you. Have a plan. Go in there, do your job, get your money, so you can sit here and support your side hustle, so you can move into the entrepreneurship, like I did with the soap. As simple as that, and like everybody else do. You see what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people that use that money they put aside to invest in their side hustle that they can eventually become their main job, and they become their own boss. Have a plan, stick to it. Don't let that bullshit in the warehouse or manufacturing plants bother you. If you know what I mean. Again, understand what you're dealing with when you're working in these facilities with these people. All right, man. Thanks for tuning in, and y'all already know. Hit that thumbs up button, man. Until next video, man. Deuces.